So you're looking to start selling on Amazon FBA, or maybe you just found out about the amazing opportunity that Amazon FBA is. My name is Dan Vas, and I started selling on Amazon in early 2017. And at the time, I was trying to figure out a way to make money online so desperately because I was $40,000 in college debt, and I was just looking for a way out. And I literally tried every single possible thing. And finally when I found Amazon, I realized that it was such an amazing opportunity. And I swear I watched 8 hours of video every single day for maybe 2 or 3 weeks straight, before I actually dove in, pulled the trigger, launched my product, and became successful with it. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is because in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 best beginner tips that you absolutely need to know if you want to start selling on Amazon FBA, and most importantly, if you want to become successful. So if you've been stuck in that entrepreneur stage of your entrepreneurship career, and I was stuck in that for so long, I was literally reading books and just doing everything but making money for, I think it was 2 years before I actually got in and, was actually hey, I need to start making money online. And then that's when I actually started searching for ways to actually do it. And so, I wasn't successful with so many other things. But when I found out about e-commerce, that's when everything changed, because I realized that retail is dying. And if you're alive in 2018, it's not very difficult to realize that retail is dying. And I think the statistic, it's e-commerce is growing over 20% a year to year. I think it's 22%, 25%. So that's absurd. And over half of the households in the United States have an Amazon Prime membership. You guys probably are watching this. You probably have an Amazon Prime membership. I sure do, right? And with Amazon Prime, with selling on Amazon FBA, essentially Amazon Prime actually links Amazon FBA sellers to, customers. And when you're searching for a grilling glove on Amazon, or some kind of a pet hair remover or some other random product, right? And you see all those products on the search terms on all the first page or second page, a large majority of those products are sellers just like you and me that decided to start selling on Amazon FBA and now are making amazing passive income with it, right? Most of Amazon is actually third-party sellers. So that's why I want you guys to understand that if I was starting right now and if I was in your shoes, and no matter what age you are, no matter how much experience you've got, especially if you've got zero experience, because that's when I started, I had literally zero experience, and I was trying to figure out a way to start an online business and finally make money, Amazon FBA is the best way to go. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the 3 tips. So the very first tip that I want you guys to know is if you've been stuck and you've been wondering oh, is Amazon too competitive? And you've been trying to find a product, maybe you're already in that product research phase, and you're seeing all these products, but you're constantly second guessing yourself, and you're constantly, drifting between more than one product, and you don't really know which one to do, and you've got no guidance, and you're just unsure of yourself. And you're wondering, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe it's just too competitive. Maybe you should just kind of move on to the next thing, right? And you've got this shiny object syndrome going on, which is so common among new entrepreneurs, right? Let me tell you that competition is good. What most people don't realize is that if there's competition, there's money to be made. And that's the most important thing, because if you source a product, so if you decide to invest into a product and, it seems safe, right? There aren't that many reviews at all, right? Because if you have already been doing some research on Amazon, you know that reviews are pretty much, they determine how competitive a product is. It's not only reviews, but that's a great indicator, right? So, you don't want to be going into products that have thousands and thousands and thousands of reviews, right? But if you go into a product that has almost no demand and, almost no revenue, then pretty much, you're really putting yourself at risk. And if you're just trying to go for the easy way out by, trying not to do a risky product and going into a product blindly, then I'm telling you, it might be a disaster. And so that's why my best tip to you is when you're doing your product research, try to find products that are competitive, but where you can add value, where you can differentiate. All right. So when you're looking for those products, read the negative reviews. That's one of the best things to do if you're looking for a way to add value, right? And obviously, this is easier if you're researching in niches where you've got a passion or, where maybe you've got some kind of a skill set, right? So let's say you've got a pet, right? Obviously, you know a lot about the pet niche. If you've got a dog, you know a lot about dogs, what kind of products dogs need. So then it becomes very easy for you to, kind of look at the products on the market, and then, you can just say, oh, this sucks. I can just improve this super easily, because the best thing about sourcing from suppliers in China or in America or wherever you want to source, right? Because you don't only have to source from China, you can also source from the United States and pretty much any other country. Suppliers are actually more than willing to cooperate with you and change the design a little bit or make it better quality and anything like that. They're really, cooperative, and they want to add value for you because that results in more money for you, which equals more money for them, right? Because if you're selling a lot, that means that they're selling a lot. So my best advice is don't be scared of competitive markets, if you can add value. Just look for ways to add value and look for ways to differentiate. And especially recently with Amazon's latest algorithm changes, right? Amazon's always changing. You guys know how it is. Amazon's this like giant machine and nobody really can figure it out. But all I know from what I've seen is that Amazon has started rewarding products that maybe don't have a lot of reviews at all, like literally a couple of reviews, and they're putting them on the first page without any kind of giveaways, without anything like that. They're putting them on the first page if the product is better, has added value, or if Amazon sees that you actually put an effort into really differentiating it. So that's my first best tip for you guys, and it will change the game. Tip number 2, and this will save you thousands and thousands of dollars potentially lost on products that might be bad, banned, restricted, anything like that, right? On Amazon, there's something called a restricted products list. And if you haven't seen it yet, pretty much it has all these products that Amazon doesn't let anybody sell using Amazon FBA, which is what we're talking about. So, your suppliers in China or whatever country you're sourcing from might, they might be able to actually, get you that product. They might say, oh no, it's okay. But when it gets to Amazon, Amazon's just gonna delete your listing and you might lose all that potential money that you invested that could have gone into a product that wasn't restricted, that wasn't banned, that wasn't patented, that wasn't trademarked. So one tip that has really helped me with my Amazon business that I started doing actually a while ago and definitely has saved me thousands and thousands of dollars in lost inventory and lost investments: create a listing before you actually invest into your product. Right? So all you gotta do is, let's say you're talking to a supplier and you're thinking about a product, but you're not sure if it's restricted, right? So anything with like, anything cosmetic, anything with, any kind of powders, anything liquid, anything consumable, I strongly recommend you create a listing. If you're sketched out about a product, just create a listing, and you don't actually have to invest into the product before you create a listing. Just create it, and in your Seller Central, just fill out a, generic title, put in the keywords that your competitors are using, and, put the keywords in your bullet points, in your description. You don't have to make it super nice or anything. Just spend maybe like 15 minutes on creating this draft listing, and I call it a ghost listing because nobody actually sees the listing, so that's why it's a ghost listing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna keep the listing on Amazon for 5 to 7 days, right? And obviously nobody's gonna buy it from you because there's gonna be no inventory in the warehouse. So usually if it's a restricted product, Amazon's gonna email you in maybe a couple days and they're just gonna delete your product, right? So you want that to happen before you invest into your inventory. So that tip alone has saved me thousands of dollars in potentially investing into products that were restricted or that were like liquids or consumables, any kind of supplements, right? So you got to really be careful, all right? And if you're thinking of doing supplements, I would definitely stay away from China. I would do the United States. Anything with like liquids and things like that, you can always source from the US, and actually it's not as expensive as you think. And tip number 3, make sure you private label the product. If you haven't heard of private labeling before, it's the best way to sell on Amazon. It's what I've been doing, and it's what so many other successful Amazon FBA sellers have been doing. And pretty much what you do is you take a product that's already selling, and then, like I said, you can add value and you can differentiate. Amazon's gonna help you rank in that way. And then you put your logo on it, and then essentially you create a brand. Now you've got an asset, you're building brand trust. So when people see your brand on Amazon, they're gonna start to recognize it. And now you've got an asset that you can actually sell later on if you build it into a 6 or 7 figure brand on Amazon FBA. So, with your first order, to private label your product, it could either be free or it might cost a little bit of money. Maybe it's going to be like 10 cents or 15 cents a unit for your supplier to add a logo onto your product. But guys, make sure you have a logo on there. Make sure you make it look super nice. I always say whenever I'm launching a product, I make it look as if, Apple was launching a product. We all know, the Apple iPhone, the MacBook, right? All of these products are super nice. They're aesthetically pleasing. They're, high performance products, and they're especially high quality. And that's why everybody wants Apple products. And that's why they come at a premium. So never go for the cheap market. Always go for the premium market on Amazon, because then you can get away with higher profit margins, and that's where the real money is made because you've got higher prices and things like that. And my last tip before you guys go is do not rely on your own beginner opinion when you're starting out a product. All right, because trust me, when I was first starting out, I always had a mentor by my side where I could go and I could have my product approved and things like that. Because if I didn't have a mentor, and I actually had multiple mentors, if I didn't have multiple mentors that, where I could throw my product idea and I could show them exactly how I was going to differentiate it and how I was going to add value and what my kind of game plan was, if I didn't have that, then trust me, it would have taken me not 2 products to become successful on Amazon FBA. It would have taken me like, I don't know, maybe like 15 or 20, and that would have resulted, I probably would have given up by then, because most people give up after 3 tries, right, unfortunately. And hopefully you're an action taker and you're not the kind of person that gives up as soon as things get hard, right? Because if you are, then I'm sure you probably quit watching this video already halfway in. And if you're still watching this video, then you are an action taker, and I believe in you, and you just got to believe in your success and you got to push through. But do not rely on your own opinion when you're investing thousands of dollars into an Amazon product, all right? Make sure you get a mentor, and I highly recommend an Amazon course because that's the way I started. I invested into multiple courses, right? And that's the way I had access to a lot of mentors. Now, I've had thousands of students that have gone through the Amazon Freedom course, and I've changed the lives of so many because so many followed my exact formula to make 6 and 7 figures a year on Amazon FBA, and so many believed in themselves, and so many pushed through. And they all had my opinion because they were able to send me their products for me to look over and for me to actually go personally and let them know whether I would personally do it or not. And whenever I look at my students' product, I always assume that it's like my money going in because the last thing I want is my students to delay their failure, especially if they're being mentored by me. So if you guys are interested in a complete step-by-step blueprint to making 6 and 7 figures a year with Amazon FBA and to completely changing your life and building an extremely profitable Amazon FBA business, then go ahead and sign up for the Amazon Freedom course where you do get my mentorship and you do get access to me to look over your product and to tell you whether your game plan is good or not. So the link for that is right down below. And the course will be closing soon where I'm announcing a brand new e-commerce movement. So I don't want you to miss out right now because you'll get my mentorship with it. All right. So for all of you out there at the beginning of their passive income journey, and if you guys are looking to live that dream life of yours, if you guys are looking to leave that 9 to 5 forever, I'm telling you there's hope out there. And it's not even like hope. There are millions, tens of millions of people out there who have changed their lives with online business, with entrepreneurship, and with e-commerce, including me. I literally was cleaning windows before I found out about online business because at the time that was the only business that I knew how to start, as like a 20-year-old kid, right? And ever since, my life's just been like this. My journey in entrepreneurship has been like this, and that's all because I took action and started. So I want you guys to take action, and I don't want you guys to just go and watch 1,000 other videos after this and like watch random videos on YouTube because it's not going to get you to your passive income goals. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are interested in entrepreneurship content, the best online business content, the best ways to make money online, Amazon FBA, Shopify drop shipping, which I haven't talked about in this video, but I've got great content on my channel as well. You guys can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media, Instagram, Snapchat. I'll see you guys soon.